2025 Wanda Diamond League Series. 6 Paris Olympic champions are amongst the stars tonight at this newly constructed Prince Moulay Abdallah Stadium. And all the athletes are chasing Diamond League points and the chance to impress domestic selectors with the World Championships in Tokyo beckoning at the end of this season, exactly 16 weeks away.
Time for the women's 100 metres hurdles here in Rabat. Lane 4, Toby Amosan, race favourite and record holder in 12.12. Watch out in lane 6 for Nadine Visser of the Netherlands. The 20-year-old is ever improving. Alongside her is Pia Szorowska, bronze medalist at the European Championships in Rome last year. And it's an even start, but Amosan starting to power away over these hurdles. Great form, and she's going to take this. A wonderful victory. Comes through in 12.45, and that is a season's best for the Nigerian. You can see here, great form, and she really strode over the hurdles. It's also a meeting record. Wonderful performance.
Now Joe Kovacs, what can the big American do? Twice world champion Kovacs, and that looks big too. Peppering that zone between 21 and 22 metres, these fellas. Joe Kovacs, well, he opened with 20.65.
Now Campbell, Olympic medal last year. Whoa, here we go. That is very close to 22 metres. He knows it, almost trips up there in his excitement. Well, the Jamaican might have just popped himself in the top 3 if nothing else here. 21.95. So Peyton Otterdal, they throw in the order that they'd finished so that the leader doesn't have to just sit it out. So Otterdal knows what he has to do here. Oh, and he may have done it. Now, when we saw Campbell hit that white tape, he knows it's close, he says. It came up as 21.95. Bang on the tape again. Otterdal, what's going to be a season's best, 21.97.
But what a response that was from Peyton Otterdal with his 6th and final throw. Campbell 21.95 in round 5 had thrown down the gauntlet. Otterdal going 2 centimetres further, just under 1 inch further than the Jamaican.
Adrianette Knight, one of the always a great clutch of Jamaican 400-metre hurdles. Set a personal best of 300 hurdles in April, but as I said, all eyes on Femke Bol. Don't always see her out quite this early in the Diamond League. Slow out of the blocks, Femke Bol, going well at the moment. She said this will set herself up this new way of starting. Hopefully over the first 200-300 metres she can get through that part of the race quicker. Of course, all thoughts for her always on McLaughlin-Levrone, the world #1, but Femke Bol is way ahead of everybody else, and she normally has a season over around the low 53-second mark. She could well be heading for something like that. Yeah, she is so far ahead of everybody else. One more flight to go. This looks good from Femke Bol. Clayton's trying to get up there. Adrianette Knight in 2nd place, but Femke Bol's going to take this one easily. Let's watch the clock here. It could be quick. That's very quick. A new meeting record for Femke Bol. That's the fastest she has ever started the year. It may well be in her top 10 all-time fastest for her. I'll check that after I bring Tim in. But Tim, new technique, new start.
There's Ferdy Omanyala, Commonwealth champion in Birmingham 3 years ago, remember. Bubbly character, Omanyala from Kenya. Very fast starter. Been in mixed form though, 2nd in China and then 9th in China earlier on last month. Fred Curley, one of those few athletes who's broken 10 seconds for 100, 20 seconds for 200 and 44 for 400. He won here back in 2023 and that 9.94 is still the meeting record. He's the Olympic bronze medalist from last year. There's Simbine, the fastest man in the world this year. 4th in the Olympic Games last year, the South African. He was bronze medalist at the World Indoors in Nanjing back in March. I call him the nearly man. He's had so many performances where he's finished 4th and 5th in major championships. Simbine, but he gets away with it, going really well. Omanyala at the moment. Omanyala 3rd from the top, easing away. Simbine 2 looking strong through the second half. Simbine the strongest. Omanyala 2nd, and between them, Fred Curley a close 3rd. 9.95. And with a very slight following wind. That is great running. Very, very crisp running indeed. Some 14 men have broken 10 seconds this year. And Omanyala, well, he led the first half, probably led through to about 60. But I think it was Simbine who came through to take that.
Great crowd, great atmosphere. And Chute, so far, has done pretty well. This is her first attempt at 463. Nobody clear yet. Oh, she's got it. Right, now that's going to set her up really well here, because we haven't seen anybody clear this height yet. She'll go into the lead. I mean, obviously there's others to come, but it's beginning to find people out. We mentioned that earlier on. It's a good clearance. Oh, sorry, it's Gabrielle Leon. There's a few of them at 3rd attempts. Leon goes clear. I'm just checking on my computer here, but yes, Leon has gone clear. So she joins Katie Moon and Chute. There are a few others with 3rd attempts. Katie Moon then, 3rd attempt. Ah, she's got it. Finally coming good right at the end. You'd expect it from Katie Moon. What she does. Clutch vault just when she needs it. And when others faltering at this height, she looked as though she may go the same way. Bit of a sighter with her first attempt, but this one gets it right easily over in the end. Was leading early on after a couple of uncharacteristic failures for Katie Moon earlier on, but Chute, 463 as good as she could do. Cleared that first time, but couldn't get over 473. So Moon the winner. Masalela, it's his birthday today. Happy birthday to the 26-year-old now from Botswana. A great performance in Doha, 143.11, very close to his personal best set last year. He set the tracks alight most of last season, not quite as much as this man though. The Olympic champion wasn't by much. One of the great racers in Paris, Wanyonyi, such a talent. Thankfully everyone's run out of the way, including the officials. So our pacemaker, Sylacki of Poland, right on the outside, sharing a lane with Masalela. Very quick, Masalela going with it, as Inouye likes to do. Max Bergen also loves a good hard pace, the British athlete. And then behind him, that looks like Kinyamal, and then Wanyonyi on the outside. He had to get round 2-3 people at the bell. He knew he was a bit far back. Hankura moving up as well. Another Botswanan in good form. Has Masalela hung himself out here? What's he got for the last 200? 76.6. They've slowed down a little bit, but you'd expect that. Wanyonyi's getting closer, so's Kinyamal. Brandon Miller still there. Max Bergen looking strong for Great Britain, but he's just going to find the Africans coming up, and Brandon Miller on the outside as well. But look at Masalela. This is so impressive. Wanyonyi's nowhere. Bergen hanging on. It's going to be a big performance from Masalela on his birthday. Take that, everybody. Blow those candles out. 142.69. That is another step up from last week. Others following with fast times behind. Personal bests, I'm sure. It's a meeting record. It's a personal best. It's a world lead. Not sure what to expect from Shericka Jackson, the great world champion. Maya McCoy, well, she took a chance, won the kind of international race in Doha before the Diamond League. Then we had a withdrawal, and she had got to race twice there. Now, Jasia Sears, watch out for her again, another great indoor runner. Sadly, injury last year after running 10.77 early in the year. From Barnes and Sturgis got away quickly as well, and these two with half yard, although Barnes is beginning to go back. Sharika Jackson coming through the middle. Jasia Sears is going to be close as well. It's going to be tight on the line. Jackson might just get there. She does. McCoy storms through for second. Well, we said we weren't sure what to expect from Sharika Jackson, and it's good to see. We want our big stars coming and running well. She doesn't look too happy, does she? But that was an emphatic win in the end. Not super quick. It's a warm evening here and a little breeze behind the sprinters. But 11.04, a good start for Jackson. 2-3 others got out of the blocks better, but by 50 meters she was certainly co-leading and then went on to take it, Tim.
Well, back to the javelin on the infield. Elina Zengo of Greece now.
That is an excellent performance there, an excellent throw. These two have got surely years ahead of them where they can start to get right up there amongst the medals and maybe even dominate the javelin. It'll be great to see a great rivalry develop between two excellent youngsters here. Chenko.
Vilagos, fourth round for Vilagos, 61.90. She's in second place at the moment. Now the Serb. Well, pumps that one out to what, about 63 meters? That is pretty solid from Vilagos. She's built nicely through her series. She opened with a 59, then a 60, then in round 3, 61. And she's just gone out to way beyond 62. I think that is 63 and bits. The lead, remember, by Zengo of Greece, 64.60 in round 3.
This is Satina, her first competition of this year, the Latvian, and left it late. The top 3 only go into the final round to get an extra throw. This was in the 5th round for Satina. Been a bit of a struggle for quite a lot of them out there this evening, but that is just pepper. I say it's not going to pepper the 60-meter mark, is it? It's just crept over 60 meters. 60 meters 19 for Satina, and that puts her into 3rd. So there's the winner. Great night for her, and as Tim was saying, a very solid group of throws. 64.60, the furthest in round 3.
Jacori Patterson, there he is. Haven't seen a lot of this lad before. He's 25 years old, has a gold medal from the World Indoors. There is Quincy Hall, looked very confident at his press conference yesterday. The Olympic champion from the USA, the 26-year-old, goes in lane 6. Zakithi Nene goes in lane 4 for South Africa. He's in very fine form indeed. Won the South African title late last month in a personal best of 44.22. So how will Patterson handle this? Looking very smooth at the moment. Bryce Deadman in lane 5 in the yellow. Deadman centre of picture coming around the inside there of the men outside him. Jacori Patterson second to left. In the all-white inside him, Quincy Hall, the Olympic champion, has got some hard running to do. He's grimacing hard, but look at this run from Zakithi Nene of South Africa. Is he going to get caught by Patterson? It's going to be tight to the line. Patterson does get there. Brilliant finishing from Patterson, held his form. Nene just tying up over the last 30 or 40. Quincy Hall was battling away through the last 60 or 70, just losing ground on the fellas either side of him. And there's the side sight we just saw of Ndori, who's seemed to pull up injured down the back straight. Let's hope it was cramp, we don't know what it was.
Men's 1500 about to get underway.
There's Chariot, Reynolds Chariot. Quite a surprise, his win over 5,000 metres in Doha last week. That was unexpected, he's only 20. Chate of the USA Vincent Keeper, World Under-20 champion from Kenya. This is a big field, it really is. But the pacemakers have been told to get out pretty quickly here, I think, to try and clear out because of the size of this field. It's challenged him as he led the pack behind the two pacemakers. They come down towards the bell now, and Keita in second place. Well, looking comfortable at the moment, but they're bunching as they come through with 400 meters to run. 2:36 at the bell. I was going to say 3 laps, 58.5. That was a slow third lap, the slowest of the 3, as they head down with 200 meters to run. Still Habs holding the front end there. Esai, he's having a great run at the moment. Chariot also moving up now on the outside. Esai in second place. They are loving this one. Habs, well, he may be running under French colours these days, but they will know full well that he's from Morocco originally. And they come off the final bender, and there's still 6 men in it. As Steve said, Komen kicking hard here. He took the 5,000 metres win in Doha 2 weeks back, and it's going to be another big win here. Look at that, destroys them over the last 50. Wow, a meeting record, 3:31.43, and it was Koech who takes the win there. Brilliant running. Koech Chariot who takes that win. Jonah Koech. 3:31.43, and it was nicely paced, Steve. I mean, that second lap was what, around 57.5, 58.5 seconds, but actually the pace was maintained pretty well through the third lap, although it was 58.5. That's enough to keep them on schedule. And then a real ding-dong over the last 300. I mean, those are nice place times. A meeting record for Koech there. Wow, it's all happening here. We have an Olympic champion about to go in this men's high jump. The bar at 2:25, first attempt for Hamish Kerr, the Kiwi. Oh, beautiful. Yeah, lovely, smooth looking jump from Kerr there. What a year he had last year. He won the World Indoor title in Glasgow in the March, and then he came out in the Olympic Games in Paris, and his third consecutive clearance, first time, 2:16, 2:21 and 2:25, and he has the lead. He's the only person over first time at this height.
So the Italian Marco Fasinotti, second attempt. Oh, he gets it, little rattle there. He had a little bit of a scare at 2:16, took 2 attempts to get over that, was much better at 2:21, and now clear. And as Tim was just saying there, they're starting to whittle them down at 2:25. Ulrich of Australia fulfilled his dream to get to the Olympic Games last year, qualifying finally, and then didn't quite perform as he would have liked. He's still developing his experience. Oh, that is a huge clearance. He did clip it, but compared to what we've seen before, that was immense. I'd love to see that again. He was so far, appeared to be so far over the bar.
Hamish Kerr, the World Indoor and Olympic champion from New Zealand.
Then in the lead, 2:28 for Kerr. Third attempt was good, but not quite enough. Slaps the bed, but he knew he'd won it anyway, so the win, always most important thing. Winning height, just 2:25. 2:26 in Doha last week, only 2:25 required here in Rabat.
Well, back to the track then. You do love them little distance running here, and there's a feast of it tonight. The women's 3,000 metres, and this promises to be very special indeed.
Batacleti, Sarah Healy there, we saw at the European Indoors running so well, or would take the gold medal. Batacleti, who's been on the roads as well. Coming around to complete 3 laps. They've been spot on 66s. The question is, how many laps can Griffith go? Again, another good lap from her.
Well, I think it was when she gets to the top of the back straight there. She'll go through 2,000 metres, and she may have overstretched herself here. Of course, these athletes are all mortal. We sometimes think, Steve, that they're a superhuman. And she's run a superhuman first half here, but 5:30 exactly at 2,000 metres. It's still on for a super quick time. Jabet looking quite supreme, and the crowd here.
This could be in amongst the top 3 times ever at 3,000 metres. It won't be a world record. That's 8:8, but 8:12, 8:13, 8:14, 8:15 would be good enough to be in the top 3. She's gone away from the lights now. She is absolutely shifting round this top bend. Beatrice Chebet gliding round into the home straight. Looked absolutely fabulous. And the Kenyan, who's won world cross-country titles, she's won Olympic 10,000, Olympic 5,000 titles, sprinting away here. It's going to smash her personal best. It's going to be a big national record, over 3,000 metres. It's the second fastest time of all time. Beatrice Chebet. Basikletti finishing quickly for second place. Brilliant performance from her. And then Sarah Healy, strong Irish woman, coming through for a big personal best, I would think, in third place. Taye looks a little tired in fourth. What else can you say about Beatrice Chebet?
Joseph Van Boule of Liberia, 5th in Tokyo 4 years ago, and then 7th in Paris last year at this distance, the 23-year-old. He's in 9. There's Fred Curley. Curley, who ran in the 100 earlier on. Courtney Lindsay, so is he. He's in lane 6, the American. Away they go. Good running, mind you, from Gregory in lane 4. Also great running there too in lane 6 from Courtney Lindsay. Lindsay moving away from them. Nobody coming back at him at the moment. Maybe on the outside. Curley, and also on the outside Van Boule there gets second place, just ahead of Curley. I think Van Niekerk came through for 4th place. The winning time 20.04 with a marginal following wind. But that's a really nice win for Courtney Lindsay. Wow. The steeplechase, the final event of the evening, as Steve said. 21 starters, it's a huge field. 11 of them have gone under 8:10, when still only 13 men in history have gone under 8 minutes. El Bakkali there to left of picture. Soufiane El Bakkali. The roar in this arena from the 20,000 in here, almost deafening. He has fabulous flat speed, the twice Olympic champion. Well, away they go. Now, the pacemakers, well, they've been asked to go out at 2:39, which is sub-8 minute pace. Bouassel for the first kilometre. Back in what is now third place as El Bakkali hits the front, and the crescendo in here reaches another decibel.
Well, it's like your team won at Wembley, isn't it? It's that loud. It is absolutely incredible, Tim. I could hardly hear you when you.
What would you know about that? As El Bakkali goes through the bell, just inside 7 minutes. Rupert trying to close. El Bakkali under a bit of threat here in the crowd with their hearts in their mouths. This is one of the toughest events. They say it's like over the final couple of laps having a bear on your back, the steeplechase. They are a different breed, steeplechasers, and El Bakkali has proved to be the supreme steeplechaser over recent years, and he finds that strength once again. Maybe he sensed the presence of Rupert behind him, because he kicked away there off the final water jump, and Rupert trying to come back, and he's going to just run out of track. What a brilliant run from El Bakkali. What an astonishing run from Rupert. And look at that, just outside 8 minutes. But it is a new world lead, and Rupert has smashed the European record. There's no doubt about that. 8:00.70 there for El Bakkali. Unbelievable, unbelievable. All right then, the second quickest time of all time in Europe. You're going to correct me on that one as well? No. I tell you what, I'd forgotten about Bob Tari, I must admit. Apologies to Bob Tari and his camp, but what a run from Rupert. And Germany, well, German athletics needs that boost, doesn't it, on the track? That is going to be their new superstar for this summer. And if he can build on this, Rupert, finishing, striding out, arms abreast, he knew how well he'd run.